Over the age of 50, your health becomes so much more complex. When you were younger, you could have good health with no effort at all, and now you have to put tons of effort in just to maintain that same level of health. Now, the good news is I'm going to highlight some key factors that you should implement today in order to have good health as you age. Because let's face it, there is so much bad information out there, and this is why the aging population is riddled with disease and taking lots of medications. So let's go ahead and jump in and talk about the things you can do to live a better life today. The first thing I want to talk about is calcium, because I work with a lot of people over the age of 50, and one of the things I see so often is they are taking a ton of calcium because they heard it's good for their bones as they age. Well, there is some truth in that, but it's not the whole truth. The fact is that calcium is good for your bones, but if you're taking a ton of calcium, it can end up accumulating in your kidneys, in your arteries, and the fact is that it's not the only thing necessary in order to have strong bones. What we also have to focus on is taking D3K2. If you're taking D3K2, this is going to be a significant factor in actually building strong bones. And that K2 will help keep the calcium from going in the arteries and help put it where it needs to be, and that's in the bones. Now, the other thing that you're probably not aware of is that magnesium plays a very important role in building strong bones at all. So what you can actually do is take way less calcium, make sure that you have sufficient levels of vitamin D3K2, at least 5,000 IUs a day. Make sure you have sufficient levels of that D3K2 and then also utilize magnesium, because not only does magnesium help build strong bones, but it also is good for your brain, your nerves, and your heart health. Now let's move on to the next topic, and that is protein. Now, unfortunately, I see so many people as they age start to go down the path of, I'm going to eat lesser amounts of protein because that is what's healthy for me. I'm not going to eat the meats. I'm not going to eat the red meats. I'm going to start moving away because they are unhealthy for you. When in fact, that's the furthest thing from the truth. In fact, I have highlighted over the past several months so many studies looking at muscle and how muscle is actually the key to longevity. Well, if you don't have enough protein in your diet, then you will not maintain strength and you will not maintain lean muscle mass. So we have to have adequate amounts of protein in order to actually maintain that lean muscle mass and strength so that we can have the longevity. Every study out there shows that the more muscle tissue you have on your body, the more strength that you have, you are going to be able to live longer and be healthier, and also have a far lesser risk of getting different diseases. So we want to make sure that we're getting plenty of protein in our diet. It's very important. Don't start moving towards the vegetarian diet because you're getting older. Get the protein in because you need it. And I want to mention a quick point here about just doing more for your health as you age. Many of us remember a time when, we could get an injury and we healed from it. We would, maybe get sick and we'd get better right away. And then as we got older, that just didn't work out the same way. We get an injury and it seems like it never heals. We, get sick from something and it takes us down for a couple days. The fact is that as you get older, you're going to have to start putting a lot more effort into your health. In fact, I train on this concept all the time with the individuals I'm working with because, once again, we remember when we were 19 and health came easy to us. Now, in order to maintain that same level of health that you had at your mid-20s and you put no effort in, you're going to have to put a ton of effort in just to have that. But it's worth it because you're going to see that your health is going to be a key factor in everything as you age. How much energy you have. Are you spending all your time at the doctors? Are you taking a bunch of medications? What is your quality of life? Well, put the effort in now because it'll pay off big time. Now let's go ahead and talk about the omega-3s. This is something that's very important to take as we age for a couple reasons. One, it's good for our joint health. Two, it's good for our brain health. And three, it helps lower inflammation in our bodies. Now, as we age, we tend to get what? More aches and pains. Those aches and pains are coming from an inflammatory response in your body. So therefore, lowering inflammation just automatically makes you feel better, and omega-3s can help with that. Then next, take B vitamins. B vitamins are important because you need the B6, the B9, the B12. They're really important for overall neurological health, DNA, and all the things that matter for maintaining good health. So make sure you're getting those B vitamins in. And then let me say this too, because this is a really important concept. I highly recommend using a good quality multivitamin. And the reason for this is because it's very easy to start talking about, take the B vitamins and make sure you're getting your D3 and your K2 and your mag and your calcium. And all of a sudden, if you're taking all these things individually, you have like 15 different supplements you're taking. Take a good quality multivitamin. And if you're doing that, it's going to cover pretty much most of the things that you need. And then the only thing that I add above and beyond a multi is a D3K2, because multis never have enough D3K2 in them. So a good quality multi that has a good array of vitamins in it that are going to keep you good and healthy, and then add a D3K2 to that, and you're doing pretty darn good there. I'll put a link in the description below to a good multi and a D3K2. Now let's talk about exercise, because this is important. I see so often that when individuals are aging, they start to really lack exercise. They just think that that's a thing for the younger generation. Going and lifting those weights, that's the thing for the young guys and girls. Going out and running, that's the thing for the young guys and girls. But the fact is that this becomes more important as we age, because we need that resistant exercise in order to have good amounts of muscle and strength in our body, which is the key to longevity, which we talked about. So we want to go out and lift some weights, and we want to do those resistant exercises. And then also it's going to help build strong bones and strengthen our joints. And then we want to make sure that we're getting some cardiovascular exercise in the way of a 30-minute brisk walk a day, just getting out and moving, in order to actually get our heart pumping and keep our heart strong, okay? Your heart is a muscle. If you're not actually exercising it through cardiovascular exercise, it will become weak. And then of course, you're more likely to have cardiovascular health concerns. So these are the ways that you can improve your health over the age of 50.